So Gaffer, we're sat here ahead of Torquay coming to Meadow Park in the FA Trophy on Saturday, but just a little look at last week's results. It was an indifferent week for the club, with a loss against Millwall and a draw against Dover, but we exit the cup with our heads held high. And if you had been offered the league form that we've had of late, and that included a draw against Dover after the Altrincham game, I'm assuming you would have taken that.
Yeah, listen, we currently sit top of the form guide in the last 13 points from 15 games. We sit currently fourth in the form guide from the last 10 games. So our run of form at the minute's been very positive. We're obviously looking to continue that in the trophy against Torquay on Saturday. Touching on the Millwall game, listen, very proud of this group, this club, for what we achieved in the cup competition. You look at their team that was wheeled out against Bournemouth on Tuesday evening after beating us 2-0. They made one change. So we're playing a proper top side in the Championship, and for us, we can't say that we delivered on our game plan, but we give our all, and that's all you can ask for as a manager. In terms of Dover on Tuesday evening, bitterly disappointed because I felt we took the lead and probably could have gone 2s and 3s, and give credit to Hess and his side. They dug in deep and they got themselves a point, and I have to say probably deservedly over the manner of the game played out. So yeah, indifferent, started the week with a loss against Millwall, picked up a positive point on the road against Dover. Like I said, that's put us top of the form guide in the last 5 games, and it's got us in good stead for the game against Torquay tomorrow.
So what's probably taken the headlines this week, and it was highly anticipated amongst the fans and across the non-league landscape, was Sorba Thomas's exit from the club. It had been speculated upon since the summer when Charlton had made a big bid for Sorba. For you, I imagine it's a bit of a bittersweet moment. You had arguably the most talented and exciting footballer at National League level within your dressing room, but also he's an academy prospect, graduate who spent 6 years at the club and now finds himself as a Championship footballer. Just explain your emotions.
Yeah, listen, it's going to be hard to replace him because what he does offer up as an individual has been very positive. He can play either side on the point or left wing back, but we got personnel in the ranks that are going to have to try and take the mantle, and I believe in that group. We've worked on a shape this week to try and implement that to enhance the personnel going in. For Sorba to go into the Championship is amazing. I know that myself and Charlie had a really positive conversation with him on the initial discussions with Huddersfield, and yeah, he was silent in his response, and that speaks volumes about the boy. He's humble, he's come from humble background, he's worked at his craft, and now he's been given an opportunity to kick on. And he knows full well that it isn't God-given right, it's given to him. He's got to go and earn an opportunity at Huddersfield, and hopefully he gets that. But as an academy manager previously, as now the first team manager, yeah, it's a massive accolade for everyone involved.
So we have Sorba exiting the building, and we come off the back of two not so positive results in Millwall and Dover, and things don't get much easier with Torquay United coming to Meadow Park on Saturday in the FA Trophy. It's an opportunity for both clubs to get to Wembley, something that all clubs at our level want, and they're table toppers for a reason. How tough is this game?
Oh, they're a good team. I think we showed that down at their place, that it was 2 good sides having a go. He's a manager that you look. I think he's only drawn 2 games of football this season. He's a team that goes out at people, attacks people. They've got personnel in their ranks that are very positive. I've watched their last 5 games, 3 of them over the Christmas period where they had an indifferent sort of response. 6-1 against Yeovil, a very good game against Weymouth in a 4-3 win away from home, scoring late on, and then obviously the loss conceding in the last minute against Yeovil. So yeah, they got personnel in their ranks that can cause you problem. Danny Wright up top, who I think is very positive. He's a platform for them. It allows Whitfield, it allows Evans, it allows Nemani to get in touch, and they get good bodies forward. And for me, that's why they're top at the minute. Why they've scored, I believe, 35 goals, and that's something that we need to guard against and be organised. And we've got the best defensive record, and that's something that I think it pits our wits against sort of me and Gary with regards to how we counteract their offensive style to us defensively and how they counteract our offensive style. So yeah, we've worked very hard yesterday to ensure that we're set up and we're ready for Torquay coming to town. You said it. Why give up an opportunity to go to Wembley? got 4 games away from Wembley, and that's something that I can imagine everyone in the last 32 will be looking at to ensure that they can walk up Wembley Way.
So you allude to it, and I was going to touch on it. Their offensive record is outstanding, whereas our defensive record is the best in the division. When you look at our last 3 fixtures against Torquay, since they've come back into the National League, all at Plainmoor, albeit, they have been games exactly like that, tight affairs, and possibly the performances that we put on deserved better results. Those last 3 games have resulted in 2 defeats and a draw, which arguably we should have won earlier in the season. Do you consider them somewhat of a bogey team for us?
Now listen, they're a good team. They're Torquay United. They're a team that had EFL status not so long ago, and I've got to be honest, they've got a manager that knows this level inside out, has been at the top of the game in terms of nationally, and he's got aspirations to get Torquay into the EFL. And they're a big setup, massive club, great following. It's probably a little bit of an Achilles heel that they don't have supporters down at their place, but always good games. He's got personnel in his rank that he goes like for like, so if he makes 2 or 3 changes, the ones coming on are just as effective. You look at Armani Little and Evans, both of them on their day could get in any National League side. You got Whitfield, you got Nemani, you got Amira and Wright, and I look at their back 4. They could play Shearing or Winter, they could play Cameron, Warren or Kerr. So yeah, they're a good outfit, as I expect them to be. They're Torquay United, and I spoke to a couple of managers the other week, and they were saying how tough the National League is. It don't come much tougher, but we got the mindset of, we got our game plan, how we want to go about our business. We've worked on things that we feel we can hurt them, and if we implement that to the best of our ability, it will be some game come Saturday.
So just touching on that offensive strength that Torquay pose, looking at their regular starting 11, goals come from all over the pitch. I think the only 2 positions are Dean Moxey and their goalkeeper where they haven't scored goals from. How do you counteract that? Just
play a 1 goalkeeper and 10 defenders. They got goalkeeper. They got good. They're very good on set plays. They get good first contact on deliveries into the box. They got good set plays in terms of outside the box and wide areas. They do a little block off on the back post. They do runs across the face. They're willing. They're a team that are playing for their manager and a team that are playing for each other. They're in the groove because they're top of the table. We're in the groove. We've lost 1 game in 8 games or whatever it is. We've won 6 of them. So we're just as much in the groove. You've got the likes of Cabs, Reedy, Junior Mariah, Shaq Coulthurst, Gus Mufata, Kane Smith, Corey Whiteley, Zayn Angol. These are all personnel they'll be looking at and seeing, oh gosh, we got to deal with that, So yeah, in terms of them scoring across the board, it's fantastic for Torquay. Fundamentally, the defensive unit score from set pieces, and that's something that I feel we're good at in terms of dealing with that first contact. We've worked on a shape and an organisation to nullify that. They play defensively a 3 across their 6-yard line in terms of defend that as a sort of a mid-block and organise themselves zonally. We've got a way of counteracting that. It's a game of chess between me and Gary Johnson. It's the best team on the day, 11v11. Whoever turns up and applies themselves to the best of their abilities will win a game of football. It's not rocket science. It's not where you go this, that and the other and the outcome's said. But for me, it's ensuring that our 11 players know their jobs, apply themselves, work hard, implement what's being asked of them. You will get the result.
So just in regards to squad update for the fans, obviously Sorba joined Huddersfield earlier in the week. We also have Gus, who picked up a red card midweek against Dover. Other than those 2 bodies, what does the squad look like going into Saturday's game?
Yeah, looking strong, looking fit. I've got to be honest, they've had a period where we give them Monday off because of obviously the exertion in terms of the FA Cup, the emotion, the physical output in terms of what they delivered on the game plan. And then they've gone into Dover. And we're in a position where we're sending boys down to Dover in their cars because we don't want to be isolated on a coach where one person then cripples the whole squad. So people are driving down there in their cars. Some people are doing 3 hours, 4 hours. Some people were fortunate to do an hour. So we're catering our week to aid that. In terms of yesterday, we done a warm down seconds, 2-day recovery, little bit of work on the 2 units defensively to organise that with regards to the new shape going in, and obviously with regards to the strikers. So for me, yeah, today was bright, was sharp. We got bodies back that has brought a lift to the group. Losing Gus Mufata through suspension is tough. I think he's been excellent, but again, the positives are we don't lose him for a league fixture. And Sorba, we knew that. We was 2-3 weeks down the line with Sorba. It's something we are trying to rectify. We do have Zayn Engel, who we have high regards for. It's just ensuring that we can deliver on a game plan to emphasise other parts of the pitch to bring extra goals and assists to our game. And that's something that we're working on across the week.